Hi guys, it's Chelsea. I have a second video in my teen series I'm going to be doing, and today I'm going to be doing a very natural, subtle, wearable look that you can wear to school or just any day. It should take you, about 10 minutes at the most. It's going to take me a little bit longer because I'm going to be talking and explaining, thoroughly what I'm doing. And, I'm going to get started. First, I'm going to start off with my foundation, and today I'm going to be doing this a little bit differently because I don't know if you can tell, but my face is in horrible condition. My skin is just terrible lately. It's because of my allergies. It's quite red. So I'm going to be using my Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse foundation. And I'm taking that on a sponge. I really like this because I find it easy to blend, very natural looking. Normally I use a tinted moisturizer, but my skin is just in such horrible condition. And this is a nice, matte finish without being too dry looking. It's nice and matte, but still very natural. And if you're worried about this coming across too cakey, you can always dampen your sponge a bit. And my nose is my biggest problem area, as it is for a lot of people, so I'm going to make sure that I'm getting a nice coverage over that. But make sure it's blended in because I tend to get really dry around my nose area, and that takes me to another point. Always make sure you're wearing moisturizer before you do any foundation. And if you choose not to wear moisturizer, don't put foundation on. It just does not work. Or you can use a tinted moisturizer. And skip moisturizer if you want, but I still use moisturizer because I don't find any of my tinted moisturizers quite moisturizing enough. And what I like about this foundation is it can double kind of as a concealer because it's so buildable. So after I got that, I'm going to take my sponge once again, get a little bit of that product on the corner part, and I'm going just to intensify my coverage a little bit around my nostrils and under my eyes. And I'm going to take the clean part of my sponge and make sure I really have blended that out. No cakiness, no dry, rough areas. I really don't want it to appear as though you're wearing foundation. Now I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal Magic Lumi. They call it a concealer, but I consider this a highlighter, as I've said before. And today we're just going to be applying this under our eyes and down the sides of our nose. And if you've heard of the Yves Saint Laurent Touche d'Eclat, this is a great dupe for that. It's a little bit thicker, but I do really like it. I really recommend this. And this is just going to get rid of any dark shadows, erase any dark circles under your eyes. Just patting that in. Nice and easy. Next, I'm going to be doing my eyebrows. I know a lot of people who skip this step because I kind of get the wrong impression. They just think hard, painted on eyebrows. But if you use a powder and use it sparingly, you can get a really good look. Not only that, but I really find it makes you look pulled together. So what I'm doing is I'm just brushing my eyebrows up because I have very thin, sparse, but very messy. I have horrible eyebrows. So I'm just going to be doing that. And you can take any, taupe, try to get a cool toned powder eyeshadow. I'm just using this Browsings in Light by Benefit, and I'm taking the powder part of it on my angled eyeliner brush. The brush they actually included in the kit was really bad. Just a little bit of that. And I'm doing my eyebrows. The thing I like about eyebrow kits is they tend to be a little bit more sheer than your typical eyeshadows. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing on first the arch of my eyebrow, and then I'm going to slowly move forward. And I'm just using very light strokes, small strokes. You don't want to just because that will not look natural. And my eyebrows also are very uneven naturally, so it really never looks perfect when I do my eyebrows. But they say, I've read in magazines, people's eyebrows are like, they're sisters, they're not twins. They're never going to look exactly the same, so just as long as you get them similar looking. And don't also try to paint an arch on if you don't have one. Just follow your natural arch, because that will also look very unnatural. I'm just going to get a little bit more product and do the ends of my eyebrows. So after I've got that, I'm going to do the other side. Starting on the arch. And bringing it out, and then doing, deepening the outer corner, but just really lightly filling in the rest of your eyebrows. Also, with when doing your eyebrows, the shade you're going to use is typically going to be lighter than your natural brow color. The only situation where you'd want to go darker is if you're like me and you have like non-existent, super blonde, super light eyebrows. Then what you're going to do is you're going to do like 1 shade, 2 shades darker, and I'm just using like the light color from the Benefit. They usually come with colored, they tell you what color it is. So if you have, say, like a medium brown tone eyebrow, if you have brown hair, do not go with a dark brown. That just totally does not work. Next, I'm going to be blending that out with my my eyebrow brush, and stuff's so over the place right now. Where's the brush I was using to... Oh, here it is. Right in my lap. Just blending that out. It'll take a little bit of the product off, and also just blend it in. As you can see, I didn't use the wax part of it because I really don't like that. It's just too colored and doesn't look good. Next, I'm going to be doing my blush and powder. And I'm going to be using a pink toned blush because I learned this, or I just kind of got this in a magazine. Most people have more of a pink hue to their skin. I don't know many people that blush, blush peach color. And also, it's a matte, kind of a mousse texture, so it's going to be nice and natural. And this one's by Smashbox. It's Transparencies and Smashing in Flaunt. And I'm going to take this on a blush brush, even though it's a mousse consistency, because I find it applies most natural that way. I'm going to tap it in here and then tap it on my back of my hand just to get some of the excess product off, and apply that to my apples, my cheeks, and up. towards the outer corner of my face. And I realize it's already after 10 minutes and I'm just getting on my blush, but I just really want to get this look because it's for teens. So basically it's for people that are just starting out with makeup. So I want to give some good advice. And a great product you could use that's cheaper is the Maybelline Dream Mousse blushes. I think they're Dream Bouncy blushes now. I think the Dream Mousse blushes are discontinued. Unless you already have the Dream Mousse blushes, use those. But the Dream Bouncy blushes, what I like about them is a lot of cream blushes I find really hard to blend and apply. But if you use a mousse blush, it looks more natural than a powder, but it's a little easier to apply than your typical cream blush. Next, after I've got that, I'm just going to set my face with a little bit of powder, and you really want to do this if you're using your Smooth Mousse foundation, because powder fell right out of there because it doesn't have very good staying power. And this is Wet n Wild powder, and it's in Natural Wear Pressed Powder in Classic Beige. This one's a little darker, but it's very sheer, so I'm just taking this on my blush brush, and I like doing this because I don't get too much product then. I don't want to totally, I'm mostly putting this where I applied my concealer. On my forehead, down my nose, around my chin. And I'm just going to do a teeny sheer wash, so I'm brushing it off on my hand, over my cheeks to set that blush. I don't want to totally mattify everything. So after I've got that, I'm going to get started on my eyes. And we're going to be using some very natural colors here. I'm going to be using my, what you're going to actually be using is a shade that's either matches your skin tone or is a teeny tiny bit lighter. And you're going to be using either matte or semi-matte colors. If they have a teeny bit of shimmer, that's okay, but I find matte looks a lot more natural because you don't naturally have shimmery eyes. And a shadow just a few shades darker. So if you have a darker skin tone, this would be your lid shade and highlight shade. If you have a lighter skin tone, like me, this kind of color. So you don't have to use exactly what I'm using. In fact, I recommend you don't, because you can find these anywhere. And this is my Youngblood Quad in Mineral Shadow Quad in Timeless, and I got this online. Just any matte shadows. One that's lighter than your skin tone, one that's darker. First I'm going to take the lighter one on a blush, or on a shader brush, and this I like you because you can do this very quickly. Just the lid and the brow bone. And what I'm doing is I'm evening out any redness in my eyes. You can actually skip this step if you want, but I tend to get really red around the eye area, especially during the springtime due to allergies, so I like just applying a nice neutral wash of color. Next I'm going to take the darker shade, just a tiny bit, on my crease brush, and I'm going to both tap it off and blend it on the back of my hand. And apply that just right in my crease, right in there. And I'm going to blend back and forth multiple times, just so I get almost a non-existent look there. Same on the other side. Tap it off. Tap it a few times on the back of your hand to get the least amount of product possible, and blend it into your crease. So this is what I've ended up with. I realize you can, it's actually coming across darker on camera than it actually is in real life, which is surprising. So I'm just going to keep getting over that. If you feel you've applied too much of the dark shade, you can take a little bit of the light again and just go over that to kind of blend the colors. Okay, after you've got that, you're going to take a brown eyeliner. And I really recommend using a brown for daytime. If you have super dark lashes, apply a gray. And the reason I don't recommend using a black is because all I'm doing is defining the lash line. And if you use something the same color as the mascara or eyelashes you're you're actually going to make your eyelashes look shorter rather than longer. So it should be, whatever it should be a few shades lighter than, and all I'm doing is defining my lash line. So if you notice, I'm holding my eyelids kind of half, squinting a little bit, and just running it in between my eyelashes. And this is by MAC, and this is in Stubborn Brown, and I actually don't like this all that much because if you notice the tip, it doesn't get as pointy as I'd like, so I find it a little bit harder to get a nice, precise, thin line, but it is long wearing, and I'm going out for the day, so I want something that's nice and long wearing. After I've got that, I'm just going to take a finger and smudge this liner out. If you have a Q-tip, you can use that. I just don't have one right on me at the moment, so. As you can tell, I'm not going all the way in with my eyeliner. I just find it makes your eyes kind of look bigger if you just have it on the outer part. Next, I'm going to curl my lashes, and I highly recommend you don't skip this step because it definitely helps open your eyes up. And I prefer not wearing any eye makeup except for a little mascara on my lower lashes for a daytime or like a natural look. If you now have naturally curly eyelashes, you can skip this, but mine are super straight, so. And with your mascara, I recommend using a black or a dark brown, just, you know, a little bit darker than the liner you're using. And a mascara I'm using is my Maybelline. It's the waterproof Define a Lash mascara, and I like this one because if you notice the wand, it has kind of those plasticky bristles that will help define every lash rather than just, you know, clump on mascara. That way they're a little bit more separated and a little bit more natural looking. And I'm going to do just a hint on the lower lashes. And despite what all the magazines say, tell you saying to do this, I really don't like doing that because I find that always looks a little clumpy, so. So that's a finished look for the eyes and the cheeks, and for the lips, it's going to be very simple. All I'm going to be doing is taking a lipstick that's a little bit pinker than my natural lip color, and it's in Rose Water. It's by Youngblood, and it's a nice moisturizing lipstick. So if you have more of a warm skin tone, you might want to do something a little bit peachier. And I'm just going to dab this on rather than applying it straight out of the tube and blend my lips together. So this is a finished look. I hope you liked it. Please leave any comments. So it's just a very neutral look you can wear to school or anywhere, any day, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Please leave any comments, suggestions.